let's just jump right in, man. Let's start from the head of the snake and we'll go all the way down. Daniel Jones, right? Let's start with Daniel. Another evaluation year, most likely his last, right? We can all probably agree on that. You know what I mean? He has to show and prove this year. We all saw Joe Shane, the Hard Knock episodes where he's loosely trying to trade it for his replacement. I thought DJ had turned the corner 2 years ago with the playoff berth and the nice win over the Vikings, and then it kind of all crashed down with the debacle against the Eagles. Where do you see this season headed to in terms of Daniel Jones winning a permanent spot in this team? Does he push through with the new weapons, Malik Neighbors and Wandale Robinson looking better, and Slayton maybe being a wide receiver 2 as opposed to wide receiver 1, going to get probably different kind of coverages? Daniel Jones has nothing to lose, in my opinion. He has to go for it all, man. He has to take shots down the field. He has to be aggressive. He has nothing to lose. In your opinion, with the offensive line revamped, the new weapons, where do you see Daniel Jones? What kind of season do you see him having this year?
Last year was, to me, like his worst stretch of ball.
Yeah.
Since at least maybe like early 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So you thought, okay, it's not going to be what happened last year, right? The offensive line shouldn't be in as much of disarray, right? Unless Andrew Thomas goes down. If Andrew Thomas goes down, he's a totally different quarterback.
Indeed.
But being at 6 camp practices so far, and I worried that the injury has really affected him just as a thrower of the football. Because even through all his struggles, one thing we've never really said about Daniel Jones is that he's inaccurate. Right? Like that's never been the case. It's probably been his best overall strength. There's like he doesn't miss the targets that he's thrown to.
Other than running, yeah.
He needs to be more aggressive, but he doesn't really miss often. In camp, it's been pretty ugly, right? Like missing on short throws. Guys have been getting open downfield and has been missing by a lot. So they got a lot of time to hopefully get his ACL and neck in line to get back to that. I do believe this is the last year. I don't think there's very high chances at all that he returns in 2025. The question is he going to live, at least try and live out the offense that Brian Daboll wants, which is to be aggressive, throwing the ball down the field. You add Malik Neighbors. You mentioned Slayton going to wide receiver 2. Hyatt's a deep threat. Will he be? I don't know how good he's going to be at it, but will he at least try to push the ball down the field like that? Because that's the best version of this Giants offense, because they have the weapons to do it. But I just think for him to be returning in 2025, he doesn't just have to look like he did in 2022. He has to take it a step above with the weapons he has now.
You mentioned his lower extremity injuries and him not looking as accurate downfield and just in terms of the passing game. But one of his best attributes also was running. He got the name Vanilla Vic. He didn't get that for no reason. He's a really good runner. I want to say 700 yards on the ground the year before last.
Yeah.
How is his wheels looking so far this year?
He looks fine with that, right? Like he's moving around fast whenever he does run. He's fine. You could tell he's taking, his rehab serious. So the legs are fine, right? You don't see that much in training camp because they don't sack the QB anyways.
Right.
But the legs look good. It's just he's been injured a lot. It's not about I'm not worried about him re-injuring his ACL. It's just all the other little injuries that he's gotten, the neck twice, sprained ankles a couple of times. It's if he's using his legs a lot, he just puts himself more in harm's way.